Alright folks, doing something a little bit different because I'm bored out of my tree. That'll have to do. So just have to bear with me 1 second while I get this all sorted. Alright then. So it's my day off. I'm a little bit bored. Nothing's going on. Just come back in from helping a relative move a fridge. So I thought I'd do a live beer review, mainly because I've abandoned the numbering system because I don't know, it's starting to look a bit silly when you've got a number in its thousands next to the title with a hashtag as well. So the good thing about that is I can tick up the backlog of beers that I have, and if I'm in the mood, I could just set up a little stream, get stuff reviewed straight away. Of course, if people stop by, I'll be answering comments as well, but this is primarily just to do a beer review, and I'm actually using the iPhone this time, so hopefully the picture quality should be a little bit better, and the lighting should stay in one. I mean, there's a little bit of change there, but that's to be expected. I look like shit because I've not had a shower. Probably covered in whatever, but it is what it is. So hope everyone's doing okay with the hangover of the announcement last night. The inevitable hangout. It's just, you've got to come to terms with it. And we need that vaccine. And I never thought I would say that, but it is what it is. And yeah, it's a fucking awful time, but you've got to try and make the best of it, even though that's easier said than done, and I'm a massive fucking hypocrite. So Adam from Merseybeer says pre 5 p.m. stream. I am game. I probably would have actually done a stream a lot earlier, just because my days off are boring. Do you know what I mean? My mind's not occupied. Got hardly anyone to talk to. Sounds sad, that, doesn't it? But it's a good distraction for things that are going on. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I thought I'd pass the time and do a little bit of a beer review. So I hope you're doing well, Adam. Hope you're taking care, buddy. So today we're going over to the Suarez family brewery out of New York. They're actually based in Livingston. I might one day I might one day gain the ability to actually talk properly without messing up very basic words and sentences. But I think we've got more chance of a miracle vaccine coming out tomorrow than we do that. But yes, so this is, I think it's the third can that I've had from the little bundle of Suarez family beers that I won on Supermarket Sips, and they've all been really good so far. So Mosby says, wonder what Bill Gates' chip will do to your brain. Joking, people who think that are morons. Wholeheartedly agree. Do you know what? They don't need a chip in a vaccine because I'm shooting on a mobile device, which even if you turn off, even if you go full, paranoid security freak, you're still going to get tracked. They're watching every single thing that we do. So what's a microchip in a fucking vaccine going to do? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway. And Bullman, aka Greg, Bullman's Beer Reviews, says only the best beer reviewers do live beer reviews. And then you get me doing one. But no, thank you for that. I hope you're doing well, Greg. Hope you're taking care. And of course, as Adam says, how do? So there we are. Comments are actually catching up nicely on that one. I've just realised I've not got a glass, so you have to bear with me 1 second. And yeah, unfortunately, Adam, I am wearing pants today, so sorry I can't put on a show for you. And I need to sort out that glass cabinet. I need more space for my glasses. I really, really do. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well. And God, that's a bit manky, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not using that. God, when people don't know how to wash my glasses properly, they either break them or don't wash them properly. What other glass can we use? We'll use the Chapter Brewing glass in honour of Adam in our presence. Adam says, it's too cool to Winnie the Pooh at the moment. I think that that reference has gone way over my head. Not thinking straight today. But yeah, I love this glass. One of my favourite glasses. So yeah, this is Stands to Reason, which is a smoked lager. Doesn't say the ABV on the can, but I actually came prepared this time. And it's 5.1%. Do love a good Rauch beer. That's all the description is on Untappd. So let's get this open and see what we get. And it's pouring exactly how I want a Rauch beer to taste like. Now, I was talking to the guy who I won these off, and he was telling me he'd gone through some of the beers. He was doing a head-to-head with the two Pilsners that I've got, so I'll probably be doing that at some point. But he said to me that this was really nice, but it wasn't like intensely smoked, like, you know, sort of like your Schlenkerla or Rauchbiermärzen and that sort of thing, which, not going to lie, tiny bit upset about that because I like my smoked beers to have a... If you're going to do a smoked beer, don't do it subtle. Well, you can do it subtle because they can be nice as well. But if you're going to go for a smoked beer, make it a smoked beer. And that's just purely selfish to my taste. Ah, okay. Adam, I'm blonde. I'm from Scam. There's no hope for me. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful colour. It's got a bit of like sort of a chestnut look to it, but then it's got some nice deep red tones. Nice clarity as well. Head dissipated pretty much straight away. It looks like a glass of Coke. It really, really does. So let's see what we get on the nose. And it's got that sweet smokiness. It's not like really smoky, but you get that like sweet glazed meat sort of aroma. Beautiful, beautiful maltiness. There's a little bit of a slight pepperiness there as well. It is really quite subtle, but you do get that it's a smoked beer. It smells really, really good. I'm drinking this at room temperature just so I could get as much of that smoked element as I possibly could. So yeah, it looks good, smells good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. It's a little bit more intense than I thought it would be, which is a really good thing. But it still has that sweetness there. It's got like a nut. Don't know what sort of specific nut it would be, but like a candied nut with like caramel. Sort of like what you'd get on like a German or Austrian like Christmas market. Loads of sweet roasted nuts coming from this. You do get a nice sweet smokiness as well. Gets a little bit more harsher on the back end. It's got a nice bitterness on the back end as well. Nice tingling carbonation. I'll tell you what, this is a damn good smoked beer. And I've got to say, every beer that I've had so far from the Suarez family brewery has just been so wonderfully brewed. Very, very authentic tasting. You'd think that you'd bought a can or a bottle from like a beer shop in Germany. Nothing, no dicking around with it. In fact, from looking at it, the brewery itself take these sorts of beers very seriously. And I do find that the American breweries know how to brew German style beers, because you've got obviously a lot of German immigrants who went over there. There's a lot of German families. There's a lot of places, named after places in Germany, whole communities and that sort of thing, and family bloodlines and that sort of stuff. So, they really know how to respect these sorts of beers. And the Suarez family brewery are no different. I mean, it's not the most in-your-face smoked beer that you're ever going to have, but it's just jam-packed full of flavour. It's got a lovely, smooth body to it as well. You get that initial sort of prickly carbonation, but there's like a level of smoothness to it. It's quite hearty as well. It's not a light, refreshing sort of lager. If you were to chill it down, probably, but then you wouldn't get the sort of robust flavours in there. And to me, it's actually one of the best Rauch beers that I've had that are brewed outside of Germany. I don't know why, but it's very reminiscent of when Torside Brewery. Now they know how to make good German style beers. Their Rauch beer that they had, I can't remember which one it was or what the name was, but I had it a few years ago. Never been able to pick up any since. It took me back to being in Germany. And this is doing the same thing. This is just wonderful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Dare I say, it also has a slight Bock beer character as well. That's really, really damn good. Really, really good. So, Bowman says, oh no, I've missed a comment from Adam. Got a chapter smoked porter today. Now, I bet that's good. I bet it's going to be really, really nice. Bowman says, sounds like a Suarez beer to sink your teeth into. Oh, excuse me. Good reference. Good football reference there. And I take joy in that as being a part-time Everton supporter. And Matt Pink says, all right, everyone. All right, Matt. Hope you're doing okay. Hope your Tuesday is going well. Hope everyone's staying safe, especially you and yours. So that beer's a fucking knockout. It really, really is. That's the best beer that I've had so far. Maybe because I absolutely adore this style of beer. I know it's not to everyone's tastes, but yeah, it's got all of the flavours and nuances that I want from a smoked beer. And because I like to drink beer and I'm also fat and like food, I thought I'd crack open a pack of the Snackingham classic air-dried ham. This is good stuff as well. And yeah, if I had any smoked cheddar left over from Christmas, right now I'd have some nice rye bread, a few slices of this, some smoked cheddar, and what a lunch that would be, even though it's close to tea time or dinner time than it is to lunch. But yeah, so we'll do a little bit of a food pairing actually. No, I think I should rate the beer first. I think that is absolutely fantastic brewing. And it's from last year, so I'm going to still class it as a beer from last year. That could possibly be the best lager that I've had in 2020, even though I drank it in 2021. What did I rate my best lager as last night? It was a toss-up between the Blackjack Hellers and the Hebden Light Hellers lager. This just completely knocks its socks off. Really, really good stuff. For its style, I personally would like maybe a little bit more of a smoky character to it, to the point where it's like you can feel it on your tongue almost. But I'm not going to hold too much against it. In terms of enjoyability, it's a 10 out of 10 all day. It really, really is. But in terms of it being a Rauch beer, an early spat then, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It just needs, for me, a little bit more of that smoky, hammy flavour. But as just a beer to enjoy, this to me is just indulgent. It's beautifully brewed. It's got a real sense of authenticity to it. So in that regard, I'd actually give it a 10 out of 10. But as a Rauch beer, it's a 9 out of 10 from me. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. If you ever get the opportunity to try anything from Suarez Family Brewery, highly recommended. So I'll quickly read a few comments. Let's see. Adam says Everton support from Skem. That figures. I'd actually say it's an equal sort of thing in Skem. Just like Liverpool, a lot of families are either, you'll have family members where they're Evertonians and dirty, smelly Copites. But I'm not joking. I don't get bogged down in that sort of stuff. I used to be really into football when I was a kid, before I was massively overweight, obviously. But I sort of went off football for quite a long time because of like the politics of it all. The fact that managers don't, when they've been brought in and they're not up to scratch in like such a small amount of time, then they're just cast off again. It just, and then you've got the whole VAR stuff. I don't know, I got really fucked off with football for a long time. And I just find it funny when my brother, who's a much more bigger Evertonian than I am. In fact, I'm not. I wouldn't even really class myself as Evertonian. Do you know what I mean? I'd be an absolute utter arse if I was to say that, because Everton are actually doing well at the moment. I don't want to be one of those people, and I'm not. I couldn't care less. I do miss going to Goodison though. It was always a good day out. Even though I think the last time I went, I'd been drinking the night before. Went with my dad and my brother. Instead of getting the train, my dad thought it'd be a great idea to get the bus from the Skelmersdale concourse. And needless to say, we had to abandon our bus journey because I was sick in the middle of the bus and we had to just like cart off. And my dad got really pissed off, rightfully so. It was just outside of Entry when we had to get off the bus, and then I got picked up by my mum and stepdad and drove home. And yeah, that has haunted me ever since. And that's the moment when I realised if I'm drinking heavily, I cannot travel the next day because I will either vomit or I will just shit myself. And I mean, we all love a good shitting yourself story to look back on. And I'm very much a believer of everyone should have a good shitting themselves story. But it's haunted me ever fucking since. But yeah, I just love seeing the posts from both Evertonians and Liverpool supporters on my Facebook feed whenever either team's lost or won. Thankfully, there wasn't too many dickheads last night when Liverpool got beat. But hey, it is what it is. Let's see. Adam then says back-to-back live review. Would that be in regards to the snacks? This is the part of the review where you don't have to watch it anymore. If you're not interested in anything aside from beer, I won't take it personally if you guys decide to leave. But I would very much appreciate you guys sticking around. Just opened a smelly French cheese at lunch. Fuck smelly French cheese. Fuck any sort of cheese like that. Fucking brie, blue cheese, just keep it away from me. Live Clueless Eater, we are indeed the chosen ones. I may be taking the piss, says Matt Binks. Well, now you've said that, I'm definitely going to stuff my face like a fat bastard on camera. Let's see. All people I know in Skem are United fans, says Adam. And then Bowman says, all people I know in Skem are Everton fans. Matt then says, same with me with football. Massively into it until I get into the pubs. Then I stopped caring. Until I could get into the pubs, then I stopped caring. Then Greg says, we've all been there. I spewed when we played Everton away before the game. There you go. It all comes back to having either horrific vomit or bowel movements. Another mini stroke. Bowel movements in relation to Everton games. So I don't know what that says. And then that's because Skem doesn't have a train station, or Poland is not Skem. Them's fighting words, Adam. That's almost gets the territory of like Salford, Manchester. Although Salford and Manchester are infinitely better than both Skelmersdale and Upholland. But anyway, I digress. So we'll see what this pair's like. That's a nice chunky bit of meat in it. So good. I wish I had a cheese board right now. Well, that piece was probably a little bit too big. This is a good lunch. Thus far. Oh, hello. It's a nice crossover of flavours there. Oh. Yes. There's like a little bit of smokiness on this. There's a little bit of a pepperiness. Complements the beer perfectly. Talk with my mouth full. Sorry. Yeah, this is good. This is a good time right now. It doesn't affect the flavour of the beer. It just goes hand in hand. Oh. And in fact, it sort of brings out that glazed ham character you sometimes get with smoked beers. Yeah, that was a success, very much so. And this is just good on its own, even though that literally looks like the shape of a snout that's been sliced. Fuck it, it's the same animal. You should eat all of it. So Adam says, the bus from Skem literally passes the road to my house. I'm just a bus ride away. What does that feel like? Anyway, this is a success. The beer's fucking awesome. The snack is fucking awesome. And then in culmination, even more fucking awesome. So yeah, that's it for this live review. I think the quality on the iPhone is much better than the quality I get out of this, which I usually do streams on because people are usually harassing me with messages and calls and stuff on my iPhone because it's the actual phone I use. But yeah, anyway, so cheers all for watching, taking time out of your busy days, and yeah, it means a hell of a lot. So go check out Suarez Family Brewery down below. I'm not too sure, even in terms of a trading sort of standpoint, how easy it is to get hold. Well, it obviously is because, you know, I've been able to get hold of 5 beers from them. But if you get the opportunity to, and you like your traditional sort of lagers, then these guys are damn good. They really are. And if you like your smoked beers, this is definitely one that you should try and seek out because it's just lovely. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Very impressed with that. It's going to be hard to beat with the other beers that I've got from these guys. Impy Stout review next. Well, funny you should say that because I was actually going to do a review of this from Overtone, the Dusty Miller Stout. So I might actually do that a little bit later on, even though I'm pretty much just uploading Overtone beers this week anyway, but it is what it is. Impy Stout on your day off on a Tuesday, what more could you ask for? And yeah, so cheers all for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to anyone who watches this after it's gone up onto YouTube for playback. And if you'd like me to do more stuff like this, let me know in the comments. But yeah, just as long-winded as a normal review, but it is what it is. But it's just something a little bit different. I prefer doing this sort of stuff, and it actually gets more views, I would say. So I'll be doing super chats in no time. Said nobody ever. Anyway, cheers for watching, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you will probably see me do another live review a little bit later on this evening. So if I do a live review, then join if you want to. I don't know. Anyway, cheers, folks, and I'll see you all later. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, ciao for now.